This one, MI versus CSK, but in home conditions, MI always seem to have the advantage, and well, as it turned out, they won quite easily. You normally call the second innings batting a run chase, but there was no chase here because Chennai just threatened and never really got there. So we now don't have a single unbeaten team in the IPL, and we're still midway into this, just about in the second week. Mumbai winning by 37 runs, right? Joy Bhattacharya, Simon Dewell. There wasn't much of a chase.
It was a strange effort, wasn't it? I mean, obviously Behrendorff was outstanding up front with the new ball, and when you pick up 2 wickets, and obviously when Suresh Raina went early as well, they were in a lot of trouble, but there was no intent. If you're going to go down, you'd like to throw a few punches. Go down fighting, perhaps, but there was no fight.
There were 2 punches in the last over, that's it.
No, that was pretty much it. I mean, what was Kedar in the end? 58 or 54?
Yes.
So when you get 58 of 54, you're not really doing your team a lot of favours.
No, and only 12 of 21. If he wasn't going to finish it, he was going to cost them the game.
Correct, and that's the issue when you do go at that sort of pace. If you don't finish it off, if you don't carry on, those are the things that really hurt the team. 12 of 21 is not good enough.
I mean, it's a 40-over game. It came down to the last 2 overs, didn't it? That Mumbai batted.
Those last 2 overs,
45
Mumbai, and this is really the first match in which Mumbai's bowling attack, which before the IPL everyone said was the best, has finally come to the party. So they gave away 213, they gave away 180 odd, they gave away 177. Finally, this has looked like a bowling performance that they're proud of. Look at that, card, and that's, you're rare to find a card where your highest is 8.5, and that's just Lasith Malinga. Yeah. Everyone else is 6 or.
I mean, even the 5th bowler is 4 overs 23.
And the thing is there too, one of the big differences, although Mitchell McClenaghan is a wicket taker, he can be expensive.
Yes.
Behrendorff tonight, 2 for 22 off 4. So big wickets, but economical. Yeah. Get that out.
You're done with
Economy rate. Economical or economy rate, either. It'll be fine.
Just let us know once you're done. We'll go to the next one.
It's also the next day also, It's like
it's taken 3 minutes short of 4 hours tonight.
Well, I guess you could work on the principle that if they take so long to bowl their overs, you can take that long to construct a sentence. Was there something in the track? Did people get the track wrong? Because when CSK were batting, it looked burdened. It looked a burden scoring runs. They looked weary.
It looked a little bit too paced.
Yeah,
perhaps I think you might say there was the odd one gripped a little bit, and there's the odd one flew through to the keeper, as we saw later in the piece as well. But maybe just a little bit too paced. It was probably around that 160 mark, and we're not good enough. Mumbai, that back end, the last 2 overs were massissive,
and Mumbai caught everything.
Yeah, they caught everything.
Some of those catches.
Pollard, the other person that I had very happily put into retirement home.
We are becoming very good at that, aren't we?
But that's good though. I like that. I mean, last night I gave Parthiv a bit of a spray, but afterwards you congratulate him. He played brilliantly last night. We talked about Hardik Pandya having to step up with the ball tonight. He stepped up with the ball.
Absolutely.
We're noting these things because of previous performances, and when they go out and they do it, you're not unhappy about it. You know that you enjoy it because that's what they're capable of doing.
I think Mumbai have shown the other teams, if you get a couple of CSK wickets early on, then there is a little underbelly there. And, you look down that CSK side, it's not an intimidating side in terms of individual players in there. The sum of the parts is not, the whole is far greater than the sum of the parts.
Yeah.
So if you get a couple of wickets early, there's
also you suddenly begin to think that, Dhoni will be looking around and saying, maybe Faf needs to come into this also.
Yes.
So he may be looking at a pure batsman.
The question is, if Faf comes in, he doesn't like to go in with 5 bowlers.
Yeah, so he has 8 now, he'll come down to 7.
Yeah.
No, he'll still go in only with 5, including Jadeja, because then if everyone goes one step down and you take out a bowler for Faf to come in, then you actually only left with 5, if you count Jadhav as a 6th.
Yeah, and Raina.
And Watson doesn't bowl.
No, when you talk about Kedar, you can't do this.
No, you've got to do this.
Okay, you can count Jadhav as a bowler, no problem at all, and Suresh Raina as a bowler.
Correct. Not Kedar. Not Kedar this, but Kedar this.
Correct.
I know. So 100th win for Mumbai in the IPL, the first team to get to 100 wins in the IPL.
Also keeping the record against CSK that everyone else seems to be really afraid of CSK. These guys have their number. Big one, and I think earlier in the tournament, by their standards, Mumbai got woke up much earlier in this tournament than compared to any time in the last 4 or 5 years. Last 4-5 years, 3-4 matches, there's like sleepwalking through before they
Mumbai
get up.
always like, as a kid we used to go to the movies, there's always an interval. And then we'll say, interval ke baad picture shuru hoga. The movie will start after the interval. Mumbai Indians always started after the interval. So now they've come.
They've also got 3 in a row at home, haven't they? Starting next week, where I'm off to Jodhpur, and then I come back to Mumbai, and there's 3 games in a row. I think we're talking about the 8th and the 12th and the 15th or something like that.
Yes.
They have 3 games back to back.
There's one on the 14th, I think.
Is it 13th? 13th, yeah. But there's 3 in a row anyway at Wankiri. So, if they could start to get on a bit of a roll now, win those games at home, and then they become a real force at the back end.
Yeah, so they've got those home games.
I just realized something. The easternmost team, which is KKR, has the best starting record in the IPL. And the westernmost team, which is Mumbai, has the worst starting record in the IPL.
Just the time difference,
It's just the time difference. The sun takes that much time to get across.
Just time. I mean, the things that people have to point out to get KKR up front.
That's unfair. Completely uncalled for. This is
harsh but fair.
No. Who was counting every ball right now? Who was counting the run rate right now?
I think he has
you were there.
I think he has a vested interest.
We were there in the dressing room. The story shall be told.
I'm the anchor. I'm supposed to drive this. Quinton de Kock. Now, big games with 2 people. Hardik Pandya, of course, but also Quinton de Kock.
Yeah, failed with the bat, and but that'll give him an enormous amount of confidence with the gloves. So they were three cracking catches, one fairly comfortable one. But the one to dismiss was it Jadoo high and away to his left. The inside edge off Bravo, I thought was a terrific catch as well. And even the first one, Ambati Raidu off Berendorf, it's steep, bounced a lot. So I thought he did a terrific job tonight. And those sorts of performances, when you've got 2 disciplines, to me, they are the ones that really lift you as a player and make you feel like you're really part of the team as well.
Pollard coming through with that absolute snorter, a brilliant catch there. Bumrah took a really good catch in the outfield.
Pollard 6 was the biggest, So who's the player of the game for you?
Oh, easy.
I'd go with Hardik.
Easy.
And it's obviously not. There must be some reason he's asking us, because it's not. It's Pollard.
It is. I'm just asking. I'm just asking everybody. So our player of the game, our MPL hero of the match was in fact Hardik Pandya. I thought he started off and then Pollard got into the swing of things. But 25 of 8 balls, those 45 runs in the last 2 overs really settled it. Though I think if you ask him, what part of the game did you enjoy more? Yes, he got runs at the bat, but I think the bowling will satisfy him more. What I like about his batting is he gets boundaries in different parts of the ground.
Well, his impact this year, I'm going back to I think 3 games now, he's had a genuine impact with the bat in hand. And his strike rate this year must be around 200 at least, maybe even more than 200 for the 4 matches he's played so far. So he's got that part of his game sorted. Tonight he got the bowling right, and when he can do that, at number 5 or number 6, wherever they decide to bat him. Tonight he was behind Krunal at 6. He's such a devastating player. And that's why when you look through Mumbai, and I agree with Joy's comment before about Chennai, you look at 6 and 7 and Bravo and Jadeja, they don't scare you that much anymore, I don't think. They're not quite where they were a couple of 3 years ago. Jadeja doesn't seem to have the power that he had, the ability to find the boundary that he had. Bravo, I think, is on that side of it, rather than on the other side of it.
I mean, he's 35 now.
Yeah, and if MS is going to play the way he plays, and sometimes doesn't get the job done like tonight, then that 5, 6, 7 can look a bit vulnerable. Whereas you compare Krunal, Hardik and Pollard, if they start to fire, that looks pretty scary.
Pretty scary,
Right, let's take a look at a super team hero then. We're all talking about what we would have done and what happened. Let's take a look at our super team hero on MPL, Adrito. 260 points. Adrito, hasn't he come before?
I think he might have, but again, that's a low-scoring night. That's a low-scoring night. We've had 400s, we've had late 300s, so it's a low-scoring night. It just shows you it's a tough. Sometimes some of these games can be quite tough to pick the right combinations, to get the right players involved, and you don't always look at the big players.
I think Adrito is playing left inner when Neymar is down the center.
Sounds like the right name.
Neymar to Adrito with the left foot up.
You know you've made it, don't you, when you've just got one name.
Adrito.
All of the greats.
Correct. They have one. Pele.
They have one name.
Pele. One.
Maradona.
One. Correct. At least Maradona had Diego, but...
but they all went
Bebeto,
by one
Romario,
name.
Adriano, Pele...
Everyone just talks about Messi now. You very hear him called Lionel Messi or Lionel, if you're
Go back to Joy and say
United
Garincha,
States.
Jairzinho.
Yeah, Jairzinho. Now those were the days where football
Those
was
were
really
the days,
played.
glory days when Joy was young and
Yeah, 1958. Now that was when it was rocking.
and Brazil were great and no, but then you see Zico, Socrates, they're all
brilliant. Socrates.
Zidane.
Yeah.
Zizou,
There you go. Anyway, there you are. Let's see what difference it's made to the points table, because when you have a big win, you also go up on net run rate, and that's why Rohit Sharma was so angry. What it's done is it's taken Mumbai into 6th place.
But it's pushed Chennai.
Now Chennai are in 2nd place.
So they've dropped.
They've dropped.
And Punjab has gone on top.
Now Mumbai were in 7th place. They needed a bigger win, but it would have mattered. I think Delhi is still too far ahead. So they've moved one step up to up to 6th.
That's a great start for Mumbai. 2 wins from 4 games.
Yeah,
that's
by
unheard of.
Mumbai standards, they're
That's
like racing.
unheard of.
It's like Dhoni 12 for 20 is about par for the course. The only problem is when he gets out, it looks a bit.
It's like they're getting to the main course early.
Yeah, exactly.
They've done through with the starters. Now there's another game coming up later today.
Yeah,
It's past midnight. Later, we say that every day anyway. We say that every day. So Delhi versus Hyderabad. Now that is at the Kotla, which is a miniature-sized ground. But that's okay. Now Delhi versus Hyderabad. The interesting thing here is that if Hyderabad win, they probably go top of the table.
They will.
So that means CSK flying high might suddenly find themselves 3rd tomorrow evening. I know it's early stages, but suddenly find themselves 3rd.
Yeah, it could. It could very well happen, and given what they're performing right now, especially the spin attack of Hyderabad, they'll enjoy bowling on Kotla, because the ball doesn't come on. It's not that easy. It'll be an interesting match. The other thing is that you remember Delhi has had this shock defeat. They were cruising and they lost. The only good thing about it is they've had just 2 days in between. So the coaches would have kept them really busy. Said, don't dwell on it. That was just an aberration. They need to get into this match and they need to win fast.
That's the story of Delhi and Gurgaon and where you live, isn't it? नहीं हो सकता है, करके दिखाता हूँ. You think we can't lose from there? We'll do it.
It's tired. That surface looks tired at the Kotla. That's what worries me for Delhi playing at home.
That surface always looks tired.
If you've got the best batting talent, which they have in some of those young Indian stars and Shikhar Dhawan, I just look at it and I think it's